Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and learn how to master the fast casual restaurant rush using your point of sale system as the ultimate digital teammate. Look, if you work in the restaurant industry, you already know that the difference between a perfectly smooth shift and just complete chaos usually comes down to how well you manage the flow of information. So today, we're focusing specifically on the Odoo 19 POS system, and we're going to certify your knowledge by walking through a complete real-world shift. Here is our mental roadmap for the certification. We'll follow the exact life cycle of a shift. 1. Roles and guidelines. 2. Orders and payments. 3. Presets and notes. 4. Kitchen display. 5. Returns and refunds. And finally, 6. Reporting and closing. Section 1. Roles and staff guidelines, setting the foundation. Before the doors even open, we need to talk about system control, which is broken down into 3 tiers. First, we have minimal rights. Think of Doris, right? She's a brand new student employee. She can process your standard sales and add customer notes, but she absolutely cannot change prices or give out unauthorized discounts. Then we step up to basic rights. This is for a trusted, experienced cashier like Abigail. On top of taking orders, Abigail can actually open the register, perform cash-ins, and even process refunds without having to hunt down a manager. And finally, the manager has advanced rights, which gives them full configuration authority over the whole point of sale. Now, why does this matter? Because delegating the right level of access from the get-go keeps your line moving safely and smoothly. Okay, moving on to Section 2. Taking orders and payments, the lunch rush begins. The doors are open, the lunch rush hits, and you need flexibility. And honestly, flexibility is built right in to handle whatever the customer throws at you. Say a group of 4 walks up and they want to split the bill. You can split it evenly with just a single tap, or divide it based on exactly what each person ordered. Processing cash or card is totally seamless, of course, but what's really powerful here is settling to a customer account. Just imagine a guest staying at a connected hotel who wants to charge lunch to their room. You can instantly allocate that specific order to their customer account. That allows the business to generate a single global invoice at the end of their stay. It just takes the friction entirely out of the payment process.
Section 3. Using presets and notes. Customizing the order.
Let's talk about the inevitable custom requests, because toggling between presets automatically shifts the entire configuration of an order. If a customer is eating at table 5, selecting the Dining In preset applies your standard taxes and regular pricing. But if the very next person in line wants their food to go, hitting the Takeout preset instantly modifies the tax rates, which, by the way, is legally required in a lot of regions. It might also add a packaging fee, and it prompts you to enter the customer's name so you can call them when the food is ready. You don't have to memorize all these localized tax rules in your head. The preset literally does all the heavy lifting for you. And this brings us to critical communication. Say a customer orders a burger but mentions they have a severe allergy. By adding a simple customer note directly to that specific item in the cart, something like gluten allergy, no bun, that exact phrase is instantly communicated to the back of house. You don't have to abandon the register, sprint into a loud kitchen, and try to shout over the sizzling fryers. Your digital teammate handles the safety warning perfectly.
Section 4. Managing the kitchen display. Connecting front of house and back of house.
Speaking of the back of house, let's explore the exact life cycle of a ticket on the kitchen display screen. As soon as the cashier sends the order, it lands in To Prepare, and a timer immediately kicks off so the chefs know exactly how long that customer has been waiting. Once it's cooked, the chef just taps the screen to move it to Ready. This silently signals the front of house staff that the dish is waiting for pickup. And finally, it's marked completed once it's actually served. It's a brilliant workflow that keeps the cooks and the servers in perfect, silent sync. Plus, the kitchen team can manipulate this display to maximize their own efficiency. It's not just a digital paper ticket, right? Cooks can group items by course, so they know for sure to fire the starters before the mains. They get visual color cues to instantly distinguish between a dine-in order and a delivery order that needs to be boxed up. But honestly, the best part. A cook can filter the display by category. If they notice they have 6 club sandwiches ordered across 4 completely different tables, they can prep all the bread and bacon in one highly efficient batch rather than making them one by one. It is a real game changer. Section 5. Processing returns and refunds. Handling hiccups. Okay, let's be real. Even the best shifts have hiccups. What if a customer changes their mind and wants their money back? It's the question every cashier dreads during a lunch rush. You've got to line out the door and someone comes back to the counter asking for a refund. Historically, this meant minor panic, voiding tickets, hunting down a manager. You know the drill. But the Odoo 19 workflow handles it directly and calmly.
Remember Abigail from earlier, the one with basic access rates? She can issue this refund in seconds with just a few taps. She simply selects the original paid order from the system, highlights the item being returned, and uses the keypad to set a negative quantity. Then, she just validates the refund straight back to the original credit card or deposits it into their customer account for future use. The whole thing is clean, the inventory adjusts itself correctly, and most importantly, the line keeps moving.
Section 6. Closing registers and reporting, ending the shift. The rush is over, the doors are locked, and now it's time to balance the drawer. And we've all been in this situation. Mid-shift, the kitchen runs out of a critical ingredient, and someone has to literally run to the grocery store next door. If you had to withdraw $10 from the till to buy emergency milk, you simply log a cash-out reason in the system when you're closing the register. This ensures that if the system expects $1,000 but only counts $999, your accounting remains perfectly balanced with a clear, tracked explanation.
And check this out, this is where the integrated AI comes into play. When the shift is done, you don't have to manually crunch numbers in a spreadsheet to figure out how the team did. You can literally ask the system's AI a plain language question, something like, "What was the average spend per guest this session?" And it instantly analyzes the day's data and gives you the answer, $11.48. It gives management immediate, actionable insights before they even turn off the lights and walk out the door.
Taking that a step further, the reporting dashboard breaks down your session sales analytics visually. If you pull up your hourly revenue, a manager can immediately spot, say, a massive spike in sales right at the 7 p.m. hour. And this isn't just fun trivia. It confirms exactly when the rush hits. That means the manager knows for a fact they need to schedule an extra prep cook or an extra cashier for tomorrow's shift to handle that exact volume. So we have covered the complete shift lifecycle today, from assigning the right access roles to your staff, to mastering those fast-paced presets during the lunch rush, bridging the communication gap with the kitchen display, and finally closing out the day with AI-driven reporting. You now have the exact tools and the understanding you need for your certification. So the only question left is, armed with these workflows, how will you use this digital teammate to make your next shift your smoothest one yet? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.